Hello everyone, and welcome to my podcast. My name is Tyson Bedford, and today we're going to be talking about the self-advocacy groups that I'm a part of. This list is going to be rather interesting, mainly because some of these groups I'm not technically a part of officially, however I do associate with them heavily. The Illinois Association of Microboards and Cooperatives, or IAMC for short. They're the first group of self-advocates that I've officially become a part of throughout my life. They're the ones that kind of built my stepping stones towards my self-advocacy life in the first place. Next is the University of Iowa's Reach Program, who taught me how to use my self-advocacy to my advantage. Quality Lives in Geneseo was the first self-advocacy group that's based in my hometown. They've helped me and other people with disabilities attempt to find ways to become more active in our community. Partners in policy making really helped me open my eyes to the self-advocacy world. They've given me knowledge of the fact that for thousands, even tens of thousands of years, that the fight for self-advocacy, especially for people with disabilities, is still raging on to this very day. Maple Leaf Friends is another hometown-based group. This is a group that I've actually helped co-found. We're kind of like Quality Lives in Geneseo, except we like to incorporate fun as well as finding ways to become more active in our community. The last group that I'm going to put on this list that I'm officially a part of is the Department of Developmental Disabilities. It's kind of hard for me to decide whether or not to call it an advocacy group, considering that this department is technically a part of the Illinois government. Now, I'll admit this. I do get a little nervous every time I go to these meetings because everybody there, they've been a self-advocate for longer than I've been alive. So, before I give my final words on this matter, I'm going to name a couple of groups that I'm not officially a part of, but involve myself with from time to time. The Geneseo Chapter of Goodwill, Don Moss and Associates, the Geneseo Chamber of Commerce, and Briggs and Associates. Actually, while I'm talking about the subject, I want to say thank you to Master Mix Academy for showing me how to use Soundtrap so that I could create this podcast in the first place. They get together with students from the Chicago area and create podcasts and music, kind of like the podcast that I'm making now. There's still several groups that I associate with that I haven't listed off, but for time purposes, I'm not going to be able to list them all. This is just one of many examples as to why you shouldn't feel alone in the fight of self-advocacy. If you start to go around talking to people, chances are you might find some that share your views on the world. Maybe you'll find some allies in the fight for self-advocacy. Alright everyone, thank you so much for sticking with me to the very end, and I really hope that you've enjoyed this podcast. Until next time everybody, see you later.